Afternoon, Michael. Looking ahead to Tottenham, you actually sat down with Thomas Frank in September, had a long chat with him ahead of their first Champions League game. Just wonder how you reflect on that chat, and I suppose it shows how life can change in a short space of time. You're now managing against him this weekend.
Yeah, certainly could change it. I really enjoyed it actually. It was we got on really well. It was the first time I've met him really properly, and we had a good chat just about general football kind of things and a little bit on processes and ideas a little bit, but he was really accommodating actually, and I enjoyed it, so it'll be good to see him again.
It's just over 19 and a half years ago since you signed for Manchester United from Tottenham. I know you of course played against them many a time, but you talk about your love for the club and how you fell in love with Manchester United. Can you pinpoint when that was after you made the move from London to Manchester, and maybe when that moment was for you?
Yeah, it was pretty instant. I mean, I've got really fond memories of Tottenham and being at the club. You know, I was there for a short time, or what feels now like a short time when you look back, but really enjoyed it. Good team. Martin Yall was manager, and there was a lot of kind of things that I learned at the club in that short period of time. You know, but yeah, I've said it enough times. I think coming here was a jump, and a big jump at the time, and I certainly felt that pretty quickly. And then yeah, I think once you step inside this place as a footballer, then it kind of it turns you, you know, and so pretty much from the first day, walking into the dressing room, meeting the manager, and from then on in, it was that was me.
Yes. Having sat down with Thomas just that short time ago, what kind of challenge did Tottenham bring on Saturday?
Well, they certainly bring a challenge. I think you can see, you know, especially the way they finished the game the other day, and they've had, over a period of time, players injured and ins and outs, and a lot of changes to the team, which makes things a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult from their perspective. But getting players back, and they've got good attackers, you know, really good attackers that look to stretch the back line and play forward and attack the box an awful lot. So it's something we certainly got to be aware of, you know, and slightly different game to maybe what we've played over recent weeks in some ways, but we're looking forward to it. You know, we're in a good place, and boys have worked well again this week. Again, feet on the ground. Let's not get carried away with what's gone on, but it's about what's next again. So big challenge ahead, but we're looking forward to it.
And for yourself, obviously it's a great start, Michael, but has it even surprised you at how well it's gone to this point?
To be honest, it was coming in at the very start, and then to get the game so quickly, it was kind of step by step, so I wasn't really looking too far ahead, and you know, obviously people were saying at the time of the first two games at that point were standout games, and expecting a tough start, and in some ways that maybe helped, and to get the whole group and focused and alive, if you like, you know, going into both games. But yeah, I didn't really look too far ahead, you know, and I couldn't allow myself to do that. But certainly over time, we kind of got a vague idea of what we want it to look like coming through the door. And certainly since we've been here, that becomes a lot clearer in what direction we want to go in, and how we want to play, you know. But certainly the three wins have been fantastic in different ways. So we feel confident we've got a lot of growth in the team and the squad, but it's coming from a good place.
Hi Michael. Matthias de Ligt and Mason Mount weren't pictured in training the other day. When are you expecting those two to be back available for you?
Yeah, probably Mason sooner. He's not too far away really, so we're hopeful it won't be too long at all for Mace. Matt a little bit. He's working his way back. He's taking good steps and he's improving, and it's been really positive. A little bit too soon at the moment, but hopefully it won't be too long as well.
Just wanted as well to ask, there's some gaps coming up in the schedule. There was talk earlier in the campaign about mid-season friendlies. I think Ruben Amorim, the predecessor, said United would have to do it due to missing out European football, the need for revenues and things like that. Is that something that you're aware that's going to be happening? Are plans afoot to go anywhere?
Yeah, this stage, it's nothing's confirmed, or we are aware of the schedule, and there is some kind of spaces, if you like, that we can use in different ways. So it's all up for discussion at the moment, but nothing's been decided, and it might happen, it might not. We'll just have to wait and see.
Michael, in terms of the kind of future of the football club and looking beyond like the next game, when it comes to shaping the squad for next season, does the fact that there is uncertainty over the manager's position, is that going to be a hindrance? You've been a player, you know what it's like. Do players want certainty about what's going to happen if they're thinking about coming?
The players have been spot on and fully focused. To be honest, I think. We're all aware of the bigger situation and what ifs and what might happen, but I think as a player anyway, you're focused on what's ahead of you and trying to achieve what you can at this moment in time and for the rest of the season. So I've got no issues with it. I've got no concerns. The lads have been better than you could imagine in terms of fully invested in it, and I've said that over the last couple of weeks anyway. So we're just focusing on being better and improving and getting ourselves in this club to where we want to be, and it's small steps, but it's obviously a big end to the season that we're looking towards.
And just finally, you're doing this today because tomorrow there's a commemoration from Munich. Could you just explain, from someone who's been in the club and knows about the club, what that remembrance means to you?
Yeah, it means a great deal, I have to say. I think just saying about when I how long did it take to kind of love this place and love being in this place. It was quickly, and as soon as you come, you're made aware, and you can't help but know and understand the history. And I think it's a responsibility that when you work here, you play, you coach here, you understand what's come before us and behaviours and responsibilities that we need to carry through. And Munich is probably the biggest part of the history of this club in terms of the tragedy itself, how the team and the football club bounced back from it and then went on to success, and everything from there was carried on. And it's so Alex, when I came, would mention it. It was important to him. It was important to us, and then it ends up becoming a way of life and a way of the club. And I think it's important that we carried it on. And I was here for the 50th. I was here for the 60th. See about the 70th. We're not sure yet, but being aware of it and being around it, and then especially in them moments, you really feel that emotion. To be honest with you, and inside the stadium tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Saturday, I'm sure we'll feel it as well.
We know Tottenham have played better away from home as well. Old Trafford is a big occasion. What have you made of Carrick so far? He's had an excellent start, and their style of play.
Yeah, I think he's had a great start. Seems like there was injected a little bit of energy or whatever into the team. And I think it looks like some of the players are they are in a good place. We know the threats. I also think the post before from Brian Mbeumo, Ahmad, Cunha, and Fernandes is getting this team ticking. He's done that the last 4 or 5 years. It's been incredible. So it's a threat. It's a challenge, but we're all looking forward to it.
And lastly, Xavi Simons, it seems like he's expressing himself, he's playing with more freedom. Of course, the whole team's level needs to be consistent and uplift, but individually, is this just all you wanted to see from him just enjoying his football a bit more and taking more risk?
Yeah, but I think he took plenty of risk also when he started. I just think now, of course, naturally, he's more consistent. He's knowing his teammates better. The teammates know him better. We become a little bit more consistent. He's adapting more and more to the Premier League, and also to play Premier League and Champions League is just different. and I agree that his last performance has been very good, and the way he is, how can you say, creating for the team in different ways. I like that. If it's a touch ball in behind, if it's driving the ball, slide pass, outside the foot, cross. So I think he's getting better and better.
Thank you.
Ian, please.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Sorry to go back to Romero's text messages, or sorry, not text, social media posts. You said that we should ask him, but we don't get a chance to ask him. So I'm asking you as his manager. 4 times now this season, he's sent messages which could have either...
4 times?
I think it's 4 times, certainly 3, that he could have embarrassed the club or has mentioned the hierarchy at the club. Just asking, do you think that it's acceptable, and do you think that having had a word with him maybe on a couple of occasions beforehand, it's maybe not getting through to him?
First and foremost, I don't know it's 4, or maybe you've got better numbers than me. I know after the Bournemouth game and this game, those are the 2 I can relate to. Of course, like with a lot of things, we're dealing with it internally in terms of what we're taking care of it. That's my main message to that.
But by dealing with it internally, I mean, Pedro Porro sent out a couple of social media messages as well. I mean, would you prefer your squad not to go on social media and just, if you haven't got anything positive to say, just don't say anything on social media?
The social media, I think I can't get rid of it. I think it's what some people call the future, or is the now, whatever it is. So it's out there, and one thing I do know, we all definitely put too much attention to social media, all of us, and it seems like everything was written on the social media is the truth. It's such a small number of people who are actually writing something out there, and everything we just take for no, that's the truth, which I think is a challenge in general, overall. But of course, with everything, that's the way it is, and we just need to deal with it.
Oh my goodness gracious. And then if you just said you wanted one player to score a goal, if anybody, any United fan, any United coach would have said, I want one player to score a goal, it would be Sesko. Because he's had a real difficult time since he's come to the club. And Cunha and Mbeumo just look like Manchester United players straight away. The way in which they take the ball, they attack defenders. And Ahmad's come back from AFCON looking really strong, and Bruno's in great form. So you've got that front 4 that looks like it's established with Dorgu, who I've not even mentioned. So he looked like he was just playing a bit part role, but that will be so big for Sesko to score a winning goal at the Stretford end. To come back like they did, it very much Manchester United like. Michael Carrick will have had sort of not making it easy for himself. He'll be there tonight thinking, you know what I mean? Because this was again another test, another type of test where a team had sort of lower down the table than obviously Arsenal and City, who are the 2 best teams in the league. So a different type of test, different type of question. He'll have some work to go through with his players, but yeah, a very important day for Manchester United, very important day for Michael Carrick, and a glorious sort of end to the game, which is typical of Manchester United historically, where they sort of, make it very hard for themselves, but then go and score the late winner. And it was a good work down there. He let the ball roll across his body, Bruno Fernandes, just again putting it simply into a box. Sesko just gets it, rolls it, and he's got a really good strike on him. That's one thing he does have. And a big 3 points. I think that would have been a devastating sort of dropping of 2 points in terms of what you're talking about with Chelsea and Liverpool. It's going to need to be pretty consistent now. I think the others are going to sort of really ramp it up, and United look like they're in a good place.
Did you see Liverpool last night?
I did. I got back about 8:10. And at that point, Newcastle were doing really well in the game. I was enjoying my Saturday evening. And then they score, and they hit the post. I think Harvey Barnes hit the post, didn't he? And they were doing really well and look a real threat. They score, and all of a sudden, but the response from Liverpool was excellent. And I've been saying it for quite a while. I mean, Ekitike has been fantastic. I've not been saying that for quite a while. But Wirtz has just got to get himself in that left channel as close to the penalty box as he possibly can, because he really can slow his mind down in those final moments. Wirtz, he's got the real composure, cold mind. I've said all season, I think he drops far too deep. And there is an element of watching sort of Bruno Fernandes now close to Mbeumo, watching Pablo close to Castellanos last night, watching these two. Just get Wirtz close to Ekitike, get them close together. get them near to each other, and you'll be in business. You'll score goals because he's got a real sort of what would be quality in tight areas, and he can find the pass, and he can manipulate the ball and understand where he is. He knows where he is, so it's a real unique quality to be able to do that, and that's why Liverpool have paid the money for him. But he looks like he's starting to purr a little bit now. It was a great response from Liverpool in what's been a real difficult time for them. So yeah, I think Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Villa right now.
What did you feel walking away from Chelsea last night about Chelsea over the course of that crazy 90 minutes?
I mean, I watched Chelsea, and honestly, I can look at them. They look like an under-10s team when they play for parts of matches, and then all of a sudden they can turn into what looks like a real good football side. You know, that's got a real energy about them and some good quality players. You'd have to say Liam Rossini will look back upon it, and you know, he made the 7 changes, which I'm not going to criticise him for, because I actually think that can be deemed as brave. I hear a lot of managers talking about, I trust my squad, but they play the same team near on every single week. They don't trust the squad. Actually, to change your players when he's had the sort of run of games that he's had is in some ways, you know, he's admirable. He said to those players, I want you to go out there. He said to Gittins, he said to Delap, he said to Garnacho, he said to Hato at left back, you know, Badiashile, get out there, go and play. I trust in you. Go and play. But too many changes. It's too many changes. I remember the most difficult games I had for United were near the end of my career. A couple of games whereby the manager would leave. He used to make 5 and 6, 7 changes regularly from sort of Wednesday to Saturday, because he did trust his squad genuinely. But when he made 7 sometimes in an awkward game, West Ham having prepared for a week in better form, you can get caught out with that lack of sort of familiarity with the other players. And it almost feels like you're part of the reserve team all coming in at once. Rather, if you make 3 or 4 and you've got that stability around you of the players who've been playing, you feel like you're cuddled by that sort of what would be consistency that's existed before. So I think he'll learn from that, Liam Rossini, and maybe making those types of changes again. And in the first half, I have to say that West Ham were absolutely fantastic. They dominated the game, even though they didn't dominate possession. They dominated the game. They had the best chances. They were more physical, and that left side of Chelsea was obliterated. And look, Alejandro Garnacho is a player that sort of divides opinion, I think, at times. A lot of people are questioning, is he top class, or is he where is he in the pecking order? What was difficult to watch last night was a young player like that who's gone to Chelsea. He looked shot to pieces in terms of his confidence on that left-hand side. And I'm not just talking about when Wan-Bissaka kept going off him running forward, but actually when he got the ball, his first touch was back, and then he just kept going back, then he kept giving it away, and it was an awkward, very horrible experience for both Hato and Garnacho on that left side, and Badiashile. But once he changed it, the complete and utter transformation of the game occurred. Actually didn't occur straight away. I thought for 5 minutes of the second half, West Ham were really good. But then when Chelsea got a goal, they're a young side. It's part of their development, but you shouldn't always need a goal to swing the momentum of a game. Obviously, it really helps, but you should be able to change the momentum of a game if you're a top side without that. And again, just a simplification of the football, getting it forward, putting it into the box, getting bodies in there, doing simple things, and going 4-4-2, which is what I've seen in the last couple of weeks by a few teams. And all of a sudden, Chelsea looked a completely different side. So it's what Chelsea we see. I mean, they've won in Napoli. They've come back from 2-0 down against West Ham. They've demonstrated that they've got the quality to win in difficult places or come back in games where they look beaten. So that's a real good thing for them. But they're not the real deal, but they should be in the top 5. They should be in the top 5. And it wouldn't surprise me, and Villa fans are not going to like me for this, if you actually, Liverpool, United and Chelsea all ended up in the top 5. It wouldn't surprise me if they got hunted down, Villa, but not that I want them to, because I actually think that it's good for the Premier League that Villa have emerged and got in there, and they've got a really good manager. So a lot to play for.
I just want to ask one more, and you weren't expecting this, but just outside the top 6, am I fair to believe that one of the most remarkable stories is Brentford's? Thomas Frank had gone, and Burma had gone. And
we were talking about that last week in terms of the recycling. If you were at Mikel Arteta moving forward now, who would you play as that front four to make it as exciting as possible?
I think horses for courses. I think, they go to Leeds at the weekend, I play Martinelli because there'll be a lot of space. Leeds will have a go. When they go and play at home next week against someone and they sit 10 behind the ball, I don't think Martinelli's got the guile to of a Trossard, and then I think that's when you play Trossard. But Trossard's only going to be as good as a centre forward where you can flick it inside, give it and 1-2s.
Yep.
I mean, you see the Man United goal the other day. Fernandes makes the goals with his 1-2s. Do you know what I mean? It's just the vision.
Him and Kobe Manu, that link.
Yeah, it's just that
the link's
look,
not there.
You don't get that link at Arsenal, and that's where I think they struggle, and I think they will struggle at home at games because they haven't got the guile. You know, I love Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is superb, but he's not going to put the ball through the eye of a needle for you. Do you know what I mean?
Eze should.
Eze should. Yeah. But Eze, again, I watched him last week. Eze plays no other person. He plays very, he's relaxed, he's cool. But you can't do that. The fans at Arsenal, he got it the other day and he's looking up and he's waiting and they're all screaming. And you're like, just let him play. He will make something happen. Just let him play. But again, he's got to get used to it because it's all right, if he'd have lost at Man United with Palace, it didn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter. Like now, he must be coming off the pitch going, "We're getting slated. We're 4 points clear, top of the Champions League, near on in the Carabao Cup final, in the next round of the FA Cup with a winnable game." I mean, I'll be sitting there now in the dressing room thinking, "What's going on here?" You know what I mean? And it hasn't even started yet. What is there, 15 games? Yeah. It's not even started yet. It's 8 when it gets down to about 7 or 8, and then that is it. At the moment...
Well, if they're nervous now, they'll be nervous then, won't they?
Yeah.
That's when
I watched them against Forest. I mean, Forest game reminded me of a bit like England against Italy in the Euros with Gareth. You're 1-0 up, you just go for it. What's the worst thing? We're just talking a point. Like, if they'd have won one and lost one, they got more points than... 2 draws, and people go, "Oh, still 38 games undefeated." But no, you win football matches. I think they should have just gone at Forest and just absolutely. I mean, what you said on the telly when it went 2-1, they've got to go for it. They've just got to go for it. If it ends up being 3 and 4, who cares?
Yeah.
You've got to go for it.
Will Mikel Arteta, do you think, ever be that coach, though, that does go for it? I mean, historically, when I look at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger probably was the most frequent, but George Graham back in the day wasn't deemed as being a defensive coach, even though he was deemed as being a defensive coach, wasn't he? 1-0 to the Arsenal.
That's what he's saying.
But that's coming now. I mean, I heard him called South Stoke the other day, but to be fair, that was just something on the... You know what I mean?
Who, what?
South Stoke, basically. Just play long throws and set pieces.
Is that what they're called? No.
Just won every game in the...
That's what someone called them. I know, South Stoke. That's what someone called them the other day.
Delighted, yeah. They didn't get a South game.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, but because of the actual long throws, the set pieces, struggling to score goals from open play, will he ever be that sort of what would be progressive coach that you're talking about there? Because I like Arsenal. I think they're a brilliant team, but...
Yeah, no, I think they're a brilliant team. I think where they are by not being a brilliant team. It's hard, yeah. I don't know. It's difficult one to call. I just think at the moment, it's fine lines. Like Man United game, they grind them down first 20 odd minutes. They go in front, and you're thinking this will be it. And then, I mean, everybody goes on about Zubimendi. But the pass from the centre half, what's he do? Just roll it back and then he whacks it at him. You know,
that's what we do. That's what we do. Panic.
And everybody goes, "Oh, Zubimendi don't make them mistakes." It's not him. It's a 5-yard pass. Just roll it, and then if he rolls it here, he can put it there, and if he rolls it here, he goes back there, and then all of a sudden they get nervous. But everybody, I talk to Arsenal fans. They go, "What do you reckon?" I go, "Oh, they'll win it. They'll win it. They will win it." In my